and girls, welcome to my player ratings for yesterday's game against West Ham. 3-1, points on the board finally under Unai Emery, but it was not a great performance, let's be honest about it. On another day, West Ham could have easily won this game. They're probably going away from it feeling a little aggrieved and wondering how they didn't at least walk away with a point. In the first half especially, West Ham dominated the game. They missed countless chances. I think it was more down to poor finishing than good goalkeeping. One of the key turning points for me was right on half time when Robert Snodgrass one-on-one with Cech, really poor finish. And if he would have scored that, West Ham would have gone in at half time 2-1 up, and it completely changes the complexion of the game, changes the half-time team talks, and we'd have probably gone on and lost that game if I'm being quite honest. Like I said, it just wasn't a great performance. It was little disjointed here and there. Wasn't really any standout performances. Substitutions made a lot of difference when they came on. But I feel that some of Emery's starting selections were not quite right. And I feel that he's still trying to work out what his best 11 is. And I feel that he's still trying to give some of the new players time to adapt and get used to life in the Premier League. The likes of Torreira anyway. But yeah, we're going to get straight into my player ratings, and we're going to start off in goal with Cech. Didn't have a bad game, but again, I just feel that if we're going to play this pressing game under Emery, we've got to start with Leno. I don't see the point now in spending £25 million for a player that's just going to sit on the bench. I really don't get it. If we're going to play this style of play, then Leno, he suits that style with the ball at his feet and playing out. And I think that we're going to come to a point now where Emery's got to bite the bullet and he's going to have to make changes. It's not that Cech's done overly bad in the last 3 games because he's made some unbelievably good saves. I just feel that we need to make some changes. And, you know, yesterday it was just a little bit uncomfortable with his ball at his feet again. And yeah, I just want to see some changes now. But like I said, not the greatest of games, but not the worst of games. And I'll give Cech a 5 for this one. Going to move into the right back position and Hector Bellerin. Now, this is really starting to piss me off now. I'm going to say what I say because I believe that the likes of Lichtsteiner will do better than Hector. Now, yesterday, going forward, Hector was a threat. Don't get me wrong, going forward he's a threat. 2 assists, but it's his tracking back and it's his defensive side of the game. Now, we can't keep outscoring the opposition. We can't keep giving away chances that we're giving away. Hector was pinpointed, in my opinion, by West Ham. Antonio was skinning him in that first half. He was causing him so many problems. And my big problem here is over the first 5 or 10 yards where Hector was really quick. He seems to have lost that edge. Players seem to be able to get past him and get crosses in the box now. Whereas before, even if a player got past Hector, his recovery was really good. But he just doesn't seem to have that. When he was attacking and losing the ball, he was jogging back. I'm not the only person that's seeing this. People that support Hector and have stuck by him are seeing the same thing. He's just have a little stroll back. He's not busting a gut to get back and win the ball. So what does Unai Emery do? Does he make changes? He obviously likes Bellerin. He's obviously giving him a chance. But I just personally believe that Lichtsteiner should be in there because defensively, we've got to start getting that foundation right. And if we get that foundation right, then we can start building from the back and we can start doing what we need to do. And I feel if we're going to do that, we need to put Lichtsteiner in there. But for yesterday's performance for Bellerin, based on the fact that he got 2 assists in the game, I'm going to give Bellerin a 5. But defensively, it's just poor. It really is poor. You can't be good going one way and not the other. It's as simple as that. Going to move into the defensive area. I'm going to start off with Sokratis. Again, quite a comfortable game. Made a lot of interceptions, done some good blocks. but we're getting overexposed all the time, and it's the counter-attack stuff, and it's not great. It really isn't. But yeah, apart from that, solid game, like I said. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And I'm going to give Sokratis a 5. Going to move to Mustafi. Again, not the greatest of games, but not the overly worst performance that you will see. But shaky again, you know. This incident in the first half, he picked the ball up. He's looking to the right for Bellerin. Bellerin's already pissed off miles down this way. And then Mustafi's like, oh, what do I do with the ball when I get caught in two minds? And I'm going to play it back to Cech and I'm going to put him in trouble. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll just kick it out. And it's just calamitous. It's just not working at the moment. And I don't know, I just look at it and I think to myself, yeah, something's not right. And yeah, for this one, I'm going to give Mustafi a 4 because it wasn't great. I'm going to move into the left back position and Nacho Monreal. And this is something that I want Hector to look at, because Nacho seemed to know when to go, know when to stay. He wasn't getting roasted down his side. West Ham didn't pinpoint him as one of the weak points. And yes, he had a little bit more protection in front of him with the likes of Iwobi in the first half in comparison to Mkhitaryan and sitting in front of Bellerin. But he just seems to get the balance right. He knows when to go, when to stay, scored a goal, very crucial equaliser. It's a good performance from Nacho. He's still feeling his way back to full fitness, and decent performance. So I'll give Nacho Monreal a 6. I'm going to move into the midfield area, and the first player that we're going to go in there with is Xhaka. I felt he came more into the game in the second half when Torreira come in there. And he done well. He made some good interceptions, made some good tackles in there. I can only think of one time during the whole game when he gave the ball away. But he was a lot better yesterday. He was spraying the ball round. Distribution was better. And he looked a little bit more confident. And like I said, next to Torreira in that second half, I thought he done really, really well. So for this game, I'm going to give Granit Xhaka a 7. Next to him, we're going to go with the young lad Guendouzi, and his poorest performance. Really struggled yesterday. I think it was a lot to ask. 3 games starting off the season, and I felt he run out of steam yesterday and he looked a little tired, and it's understandable. But like I said, it wasn't a great performance from him. But he will learn and he will come back stronger. But for yesterday's game, I'm going to give Guendouzi a 4. Next position, we're going to go with our Ramsey, kind of playing in Mesut Ozil's role, and not the greatest of performances from him. Second half, he came into it a little bit more. I feel that we did miss Mesut Ozil yesterday. But that said, like what I was just saying, he came more into it in the second half, but overall, it wasn't a great performance, but it wasn't, you know, an overly poor performance. And I'm going to stick right down the middle, and I'm going to give Aaron Ramsey a 5. Going to go into the left side of that attacking 3. In the first up was Alex Iwobi. Tried in the first half is what I'll say. I think he tried. You know, he looked like the one that was trying to run at West Ham and cause some problems, but it wasn't overly great. Not as effective as the Chelsea game. So didn't really have a chance to stamp his authority, and he was taken off at half time. So for this one, I give Alex Iwobi a 4. In that right hand role, Mkhitaryan, he's not giving Bellerin a lot of cover. And I feel that, you know, it's his attacking threat and what he can do that causes the problem and why he's staying in the team. But it wasn't a great performance. It was a bit like the Man City one, not as effective as the Chelsea one. And like I said, defensively, I just don't think that balance is right with Hector. I think maybe with Lichtsteiner behind him, there could be a bit more talking and balance and whatnot. But for this game, I'm going to give Mkhitaryan a 5. Going to go into the striking role with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And again, I feel we looked isolated yesterday. It was his better performance. Running at West Ham, really tried, really worked hard. But he looked more lively when Lacazette come on. I actually thought he got the second goal, but replay showed it just came off the West Ham player, and that was quite unlucky. But I feel that Aubameyang needs to just get a goal now. And once he gets that goal, he's going to kick on. Just after our second goal, he nearly scored. And I feel that's what he needs now. He just needs that second goal. But his work rate was really good. Done a lot of running, put himself about, but was very isolated. And like I said, he just needs that goal. But overall, yesterday, I'm going to give his performance a 5 for yesterday. It wasn't great, wasn't bad, but really put himself about, and he's just slowly starting to pick himself up. And like I said, he needs a goal. Substitutions, first one that came on was Torreira, and I feel he was excellent when he came on, done what he had to do, and this guy has to start now. He has to start. It's as simple as that. Spraying the ball around, complimented Xhaka really well, doing what he needed to do, and for this performance I'm going to give him a 7. Next substitution was Alexandre Lacazette, and he came on at half time actually. And again, he has to start next game. He changed the game. He puts himself about. Lacazette looks better, you know, when he's playing with Aubameyang. Aubameyang wakes up. And again, you know, he was contributed to the second goal. He's the one that won the ball, you know, put the ball in the box for the own goal and everything else. And like I said, he needs to start now. So for yesterday's performance, felt that he completely changed the game. I'm going to give Alexandre Lacazette a 8. Next substitution to come on was Danny Welbeck. Don't think he really had that much time to, you know, get a mark in the game and whatnot, but felt he done well when he come on. Again, he had an impact on the game. He scored a really good goal. Took his time, you know, at the moment you're panicking, you're like, shoot Danny. But he took the time and, you know, really composed finish, really done well. Let Fabianski dive down and then just lifted it over him the other way. Really accomplished finish. So yeah, like I said, not really had a long time in the game to get an overall mark, but really good performance from him. And it's, you know, if he can come off the bench and do those kind of things, then I'm all for it. So yeah, not too bad. So something that I haven't done over the last few weeks is give the manager rating, Unai Emery, and some of you have been telling me to do that, so I'm going to do that for this week. And what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to give Emery a 5 out of 10. I think that his starting selection was not great. I think he needs to go with some of the new signings now, and I think he needs to just go with them and put them in there. But what I did like was the way he changed the game. Make substitutions at half time, rectify the starting lineup, and no substitutions paid dividends. So I'm going to go straight down the middle with this one, and I'm going to go with a 5. So there we have it. That is my player ratings for yesterday's game against West Ham. Let me know what your player ratings is. Of course, we got Cardiff coming up next. Arsenal didn't let me down, and we got 3 points on the board. First lot under Unai Emery. Let's take that on to next week's game. Use it as a platform. I'll see you lot then. I'm out of here.